you both there and able to hear me?
Yes, sir. I'm here too.
Okay. I'll summarize kind of where we left off. I'm going to be writing it up as a burglary report because you're saying essentially something that you had paid for that made it essentially your property at the time was not what was supposed to be in there. So, in my opinion, that would be burglary.
Should they not do a report since it was their property that got burglarized?
They're not claiming that it was burglarized. They're essentially claiming that, I guess, you guys broke the seal, took some stuff, and left with it.
Are you kidding me?
I guess that's what they're saying. I don't really know.
We didn't leave the property. I hope you put in the report. It's physically impossible. There was nothing in my truck. There's no way. That would fill a 26 foot.
The entire time and everything, and your truck wasn't filled up, and so it will all be documented from what I saw.
These people are crooked. She's in on it.
Yeah,
yes, sir. I appreciate your help, brother. I really do.
Other than that, I just wanted to double tap with you because I did run off. You guys got my card. I truly do not mind emails with questions. If the answer is I don't know or I can't help you, I'll try to find out or be honest with you. So,
yes, sir.
That's pretty much where we're at right now, okay?
All right, brother. Appreciate the follow-up. If I have any questions, I'll definitely be giving you a shout.
Okay.
Thanks, sir.
Good. Have a safe drive, all right?
You too, brother.
Madison Mooney, go ahead. Nobody's doing nothing wrong. Go ahead and get the out of my office. And as soon as I get approval, I will give you your money back like I told you the first time. So go ahead. Who's making a fool of yourself? Don't nobody care.
Really?
Go ahead.
I'm making a fool. I haven't cussed at you one. I haven't called you one name. I just asked for my money back.
Does that make you feel better? Okay, so go.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, he is. And he's on the phone in my face.
I want my money and I'll leave. Somebody here took stuff out of that unit and put the lock back on, or the thief has a key to the lock. If you want me to go away and you don't want to hear another word about this, give me my money. Babe, call the police. I'll get them involved. Call them. Give them the address and ask them if they can please come up here and assist. I can't wait around for another 2 hours and waste mine when I got other business to do. Hey, I don't know. We called y'all first.
Right, no, I got the notes.
And
So what's going
I
on?
know
What
you're
can I do
reporting.
for
I'm documenting this just for things. So we buy storage units for a long time.
Like,
Like what I do for it at auction. So we bought this at auction. We paid for it. We went back to the unit. We have it on video. I do YouTube. We have a really good standing with a lot of people. We don't yell. We don't cuss. So I'm curious, after you go in there and talk to her, just so you know, I have the whole thing on video of her cussing me out. I was not asking nicely, just trying to explain to her what the auction laws are for Texas, because I was a state licensed auctioneer. And so I watched her take their lock off, and the tamper tag wasn't done. I have it all on videotape. Open the unit, 90% of the stuff's gone, the safe's out of it. And I come back and I just said, hey, y'all might be concerned. Somebody that's got the key to y'all's lock broke in there and took I said, either somebody stole a key and broke in, or one of y'all's employees went in there and took 90% of the stuff off. And this was within 5 minutes of her going back there and opening it. So it'd be impossible for us to take 90. You'll see it's a 10 by 20 pack. I have pictures of it. So I just said, hey, I don't care about that. Obviously, I'm not getting the stuff. We live out way out in Plano. We just waste an hour.
so you bought it from auction.
Yes, there's no law telling her she can't use our cash. But the cash is sitting right there. She said, I'm not giving it to you. And I said, man, look, there's no law. I said, this is what we do. Every company, if there's something like this, does, you know. I said, I'm more concerned that you don't want to call the cops if somebody broke in and stole from your facility, but you're just upset with me because I'm kindly asking.
So when did you buy
Today, online from lockerbox.com.
which is an auction?
Yeah.
Basically, these are abandoned. People don't pay. They keep it locked. They say you're not getting your stuff back. We're going to put it up for sale.
Yes,
You
sir.
come buy it, try to make money off it, do YouTube, whatever.
So they put their green locks on it. right? That they only have a lock.
So their lock was on it, but the tamper lock was not.
Well, she said you can take it off. I have it on film, and so I went, and those things are a son of a gun to take off.
The tamper lock?
Yeah, it's a son of a gun. So I barely touched it.
What kind of tamper lock was it? Just describe it.
It's got a tamper tag. It's a red tag with a little metal bar that goes around it, and so you have to break it. And so
did you see one on there at some point? Like, was it like on the photos?
So yeah, on the photo it is, but so the metal part goes right in it, and so what happened? I'm gonna tell you what happened.
So it probably wasn't installed properly.
I've busted people doing this. I don't like to, but what they do is they do that. They put it on, and then they try to blame it on us, the buyer. But it's a physical and product. You could not get that stuff out there with the safety.
Yeah. How much did you pay for it?
$320. I almost left. I said I don't even want my money back. I'll go through corporate.
I'll talk to him and I'll document it all either way.
That's all I wanted was a document that you got.
If they're unwilling to get your money back and you do want to go the route, you got civil court.
I knew y'all were going to tell me that.
Might not be worth it over $320, but if it is the principal to you, then I always give people the option to make them aware. So
I'm not.
I get what you're saying.
She can't give me my money, but so again, they don't. She had no concern calling the cops if somebody broke into their facility. But
do you know what number it is? The unit.
274.
How did you know what was supposed to be inside of it?
Because online they have to post pictures. So here's how the state lien laws work. They have to take pictures. They have to shut the thing. They have to put a tamper tag on it, and then they put their colored lock on it.
Pictures, close it, tamper tags so nobody can go in and out, and then they put whatever lock.
I have the whole thing from pulling in here on tape because we do YouTube.
Do you have a photo of what was in there?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me show. All right, guys. Hey, I'm going to willingly sign this. This is a criminal trespass. They are criminally trespassing. They've still refused to give us our money back. So I'm not going to give the officer any grief. I'll never come back here again. So we'll sign this.
Do a full burglary report for you anyway, just because technically, what is it, 48 hours or 72 or something like that?
To get this stuff out?
No, that you guys have ownership essentially. How long is it?
48 hours.
48 hours,
right?
yeah.
So technically, I'm calling you guys the owner right now. And if you're saying stuff's missing from there, we'll say it was a burglary.
I'm not going to claim it as ownership because I need to think of the
There's nothing
the law.
legal ownership there.
Well, because
this is just me writing you into a report as a complaint.
And I can use that for documentation. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
But this does not legally do anything other than have me write
I'm just
it down.
afraid that if I say, hey, yeah, it's mine, then in court that's going to change something because I'm not taking ownership of it because it's not what I paid for.
Right, yeah. No, you can make that argument, but I mean, you guys have paid and they're refusing to pay you.
Yes, sir.
So,
or give us our money back.
Right.
Because the product we paid for is not in the unit.
So the documents I have, just so you guys are aware, is the sale amount for the auction for unit 274.
Okay.
And the signatures and all that. And then this is, I guess the old tenant's name was John Smith. That's probably not a real name. And then Madison Mooney was the one you were dealing with.
They're running a scam in here, which makes me upset, and then they're treating us like the criminals.
Well, either way, this report will document everything that went on.
This world just pisses me off.
This is the page you saw, right?
Yes, sir. And none of this is directed at you guys.
No, I get you, man.
This is frustrating.
Locker Fox is what you were referring to?
Yep.
Okay. All right, do you guys have
can you just say that you saw the pictures and you're aware that there was not this amount of stuff in there? Are you going to go look at the unit?
I'm going to, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Like I said, I'm going to do a burglary report.
All right. Hey, we're good, sir? No. Hey, just for the record, they did not give me my money back, correct? Okay.
6 hours later.
One of our supervisor in the corporate, but no one is answering. But let me just try one more time. Just stay on the line. Okay, I will just try to call one more time.
Yeah, in case we get disconnected, do y'all have like a straight number to the to y'all's HR department at corporate?
No, we cannot disclose that to the customers.
You can't disclose. Most companies have that public information. Is y'all's not?
Yeah, you just need to call us back in the same number that you called right now.
Is this the only number y'all have to resolve issues?
Well, we have the store location number, which is the 4905 ending 4905.
Okay, so where's the head office? Like, which office runs all of the locations?
Well, in each location, they will be having our area managers.
Okay, well here's what we can do. Why don't you get a message to the area manager? Because I'm done chasing this around. I shouldn't have to chase this around after what your company just put mine and my, not your company, but the company put me and my wife through. So I'll give y'all till 5 o'clock to have an area manager call me of Denton. And if not, then you'll be hearing about it, I promise, in the public. So thank you. It's Justin.
Hey, Justin, Officer Clark again.
Yes, sir.
I know we had discussed it, but you were going to send me the footage and photos you had to my email, right?
I can. It's a lot of video. I'm actually decided, usually in these situations, if they just if they're nice and have good customer service, I delete them. I don't like posting this stuff, but all of the video will be online tonight. Because after them accusing me and my wife of stealing when that was like impossible, and that I'll tell you what's happened. They're running a scam out of there, and so anyway, I'm not worried about the money or anything at this point. I'm just going to put it on there and let the people do what they do. All the video will be online. It's so much and it's 4K. The only way I could do that is to like a Dropbox maybe. Or
we have a link called evidence.com, and I can give you a Dropbox link.
Yeah, but the thing. So, are they even really going to do anything? Here's what I think: if they investigate,
flat out, probably not. The detectives are probably going to look at this and do what I did and say, "This is civil. I'm going to document it for you, but this is civil." That being said, if they actually are running some sort of scam out of there, and yours probably truly isn't going to get much traction with the police department. But if another one comes up, or somebody else has another issue, and we look at this and we're like, "Man, two people saying this, maybe we should look at this," then it could. We would like to have that footage.
You know what you could have asked her for too is also the lien process has to go through a. So here's what happens after the auction closes. Whoever the person on that lien contract is, they have to send a check to if there's overages of what was owed. And so I would almost guarantee that from just looking at everything, if y'all were to look at that, you'll see that was fake information. She didn't want to give me my money back because she owes that money to someone.
Yeah.
And so she has to do that, and that was going to come out of her pocket.
To be perfectly honest, I don't think she cared whatsoever. I think she just didn't really know fully what was going on because there was a manager involved in a phone call. That being said, I am still going to go back out there because they were gone for lunch when I got there again after the whole fighty cop thing.
But she said, that's fine. They can say what they want. They're lying. I mean, she told me on film. Wait till you watch the video. I bet you're going to find a lot of contradictions in what she told you. And also, she told me she's the only one with keys to that unit on film.
Yeah. So, grimesfind@gmail.com.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to send what's called an evidence.com link to that email.
Yeah, when I get the full video done, what I'll do is I'll send you the full video.
Well, so I would prefer if you could just send them in the raw footage to mine, and then you could do whatever editing you're going to do on your end. Yeah. But we don't want the edited footage or anything.
Yeah. Oh, it'll be all. It's not going to be cut. There's nothing going to be cut out of what I have. It's just going to be put together. But yeah, I can send them in individual clips.
Yeah, that works. I will send that over.
One eternity later.
Hello.
Hi, is this Mr. Grimes?
Oh, yes, sir.
Hey, Mr. Grimes, I'm Michael Hall. I just got a message from Sam that you wanted me to reach out to you.
Yeah, so she said if I wanted to pursue this any kind of further other than a refund, you were the guy to speak with, and I'll kind of just tell you up front why I want to do that. Because what we normally get is facilities that they don't care, they just throw a refund. There's no repercussion for any actions, which means we just know in general, in life in general, if there's no repercussions, there's a good shot it's going to happen again. One, you've got your employee telling the police that me and my wife burglarized y'all's stuff and that we're trying to rip y'all off and get the money back. That you have an employee that's on parole for aggravated robbery. You know, the clamp tag wasn't put down. It's all very clear. It's very clear. And I have a whole nother, I think, 48 minutes of footage. If I had one of my employees that was on parole for aggravated robbery, was talking to a customer like that, it was very clear we didn't ever yell at her, we didn't raise our voice, you know, and that there was some shady business going on. Anyway, I think it's very clear that it wasn't us, but anyway, your employee accused me and my wife to the police. It's in a police report. We're somewhat public figures. Now I have a police report saying that y'all's company, your employee who was on parole for aggravated robbery, accused me and my wife of stealing, and then her friends are online obviously repeating and regurgitating the story that she told them, which if anybody with 2 brain cells watched the video would see she's lying. So I'm not saying 100% she did it, but I'd be shocked to find out if she didn't have something to do with it. And
Our documentation that we've done so far compared to what you've shared,
is she still
some of
employed?
it
Can I ask
matches
this?
and some of it does not.
Is she still employed?
So-
Did you know that she was on parole for robbery?
I can tell you that we take background checks very seriously and hold it in the highest regard.
That didn't answer my
I can't
question.
speak to that.
Okay. So,
Based on
but
her
listen to me.
privacy,
So what I'm
so-
saying is, okay, that's fine. Okay, listen. But here's all I'm saying. You clearly saw me sitting in the truck when she pulled up at the 40-minute marker. You clearly see us in there at the 3-minute marker. There is so much. I'm just dumbfounded that you would even ask me for that, and it was almost done purposely.
No, not at all. I'll say it again. I've seen your documentation and what you've put forward.
Okay.
We have documentation through our internal review, and some of it matches, some of it doesn't. That piece is
Okay.
the missing piece.
I'll
And
get
if
you.
we can get that
I'll
piece,
get you.
then we can definitely.
Yeah. What's the other
we
pieces?
definitely will.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you that. But what's the other pieces? Let's move on past that. That's just dumbfounded me. What's the other pieces that don't match up?
I'm telling you that.
Well, just so I can
between the
get them
two,
to you.
I'm not gonna itemize them or list them out, but I will tell you that we've done our internal investigation.
Okay.
When we compare it side by side with yours,
I'm just letting
some
you know.
matches and some doesn't,
I see
and that's
what- I
the
see-
only piece
I
that
see-
we're asking for.
I know. I see what you're doing. Can I ask you this then?
Yeah.
Were y'all able to check the video footage?
We've done our internal investigation, and
So
we
you
have
want
our,
information from
we
me, but you
reviewed the
want.
situation.
So you clearly
we
saw.
compared it
Okay,
against
so
yours.
so either the video footage was deleted.
I'm not gonna discuss all the components of our investigation.
You're bullshitting me, man. Then you clearly saw me not take anything. You clearly saw that then, or you don't have the footage. There's only 2 options. And we wouldn't even be having these discussions if you saw me and my wife not take anything, which means you don't have it or you're BSing me. And if I find out that you're BSing,
I'm simply asking you for a piece of video that you have,
sir. But
and
you
if you'll
okay?
Send that to us.
Y'all don't
and
have it.
There's no reason
Nope.
why you shouldn't.
You don't have it.
If you'll send that to us,
You're playing me. Goodbye. I gave y'all every opportunity. You're playing me. Goodbye.
2,000 years later.
Yeah, is this Mark?
Yes, it is, Justin. How are you, sir?
Oh, good, brother. How are you?
I can't complain. Thanks for asking.
All right. Thank you for calling. I'll kind of let you just, at this point, I'll let you take the lead.
Well, I guess my intent of calling is kind of getting some bits and pieces. So if you can kind of outline what you're looking for that we can help you with. I know there's kind of been some back and forth between you and some other folks. And
Do you work for Secure Care or the actual NSA brands?
I work for NSA Brands.
Okay. So me and my wife, we buy a storage unit. And that's just how we make a living. We also do social media. I'm sure you got a lot of this information, but I'll just go over all of it. So I've done over 700 videos. I think we've had over 200 million views this year of just storage content, but only 6 or 7 of those videos are of this type of content. Just one because of my faith and who I am as a man. Like, I just don't like it. I think that everything can be rectified, if people can just show reason and understanding and forgiveness. So we bought a unit. We get there. The last guy who called me before you, I guess he was a regional. I didn't like his approach because he basically, he told me my story didn't line up. And look, it doesn't take a very bright individual to see what was done here. And again, I don't make these videos often because I don't like to. Just from the get-go, the way that her behavior was, it was a little suspicious. And it's just, I know this because every time this happens, it's the same kind of behavior. Very quick, they want to beat you out to the unit. They don't want to stick around, just like she did. I mean, before I popped that door open, she was in her car and gone. The tag was never sealed on there properly. That's very clear. Once those things are sealed, you got to break them.
Right.
The seal was never fully, put on there. At first, if you watch the video, I thought that it was just the wrong unit because the unit that we bought was stacked to the ceiling. Okay, a 10 by 15 full is 100% is about a 22-foot full truck. I just automatically, if you watch the video, I thought that the unit, she just brought us to the wrong unit.
Sure.
We hop back in the truck immediately, and I look at the picture, and then I'm like, something just clicks. If you watch the video, you can just see it kind of clicks, and so I see it, and then we're back up to the office between 4 to 5 minutes. So we get back up to the office, and immediately, her car's back up there, but she locked the door. We go walk the property because it says out on property. We thought maybe she was helping another auction customer or something. I pulled my truck up to the front just to wait because we already drove out there. And if you know Denton Drive, like coming into Dallas, like that's just the horrible stretch. I don't want to drive that again.
Yeah.
If I don't have to. And at this time, I'm not thinking that she has anything to do with it. So anyway, for this whole 40-minute ordeal, the only time that you hear in the video where my wife says, well, don't you want to see the picture of it? She never is curious about it. And I even tell her, like, hey, I'm trying to make it clear to her because I believe in my faith. I'm a Christian man. Everybody deserves, there could always be a clear answer to it, not just, jumping to conclusions. And I tell her that. I'm like, hey, I'm not saying you have anything to do with it. Well, later to come find out, I guess she's the only employee. I guess that's why she was getting so angry. She says, well, I got to get my manager to approve it. I'm like, hey, no problem. I totally get that. But I'm sitting there. We didn't say one word, but she was sitting there like scrolling through videos. She did not leave one message for an area manager, a message. She was frantically texting, and after being quiet, I just said, well, ma'am, we really need to go, because I could have bought another unit if I hadn't bought this one. We needed to get to the next unit, you know what I mean? I could have raised a fuss about it. I just wanted my money back, just simply. And so we're very patient people. If you watch our videos, we're very just kind of friendly. I'm kind of goofy. It's like I'm a Marine too. I don't deal with BS, and I'm going to call BS when I see it.
Right.
So, but still, not blaming her or anything. I'm telling her, well, man, you haven't made one phone call. Well, she finally calls like some, I guess, employee from another location or something. She kept saying just a couple minutes. And so after 40 something minutes, I was like, we really need to go. And this was an internal issue. This is not something me and my wife needed to be involved in. She has zero concern with the stuff being missing. She didn't question it. She didn't ask us, how much stuff's missing. But what I tell you, she did do. So in this case, I just felt I had a funny feeling. It's very clear. So, and I told her, I said, man, I'm more concerned that you don't want to call the cops or just to make a report of your property being stolen. You know what I mean? But the cops, say clearly we didn't have anything. The cop calls me. He clearly says that, hey, we know you guys aren't involved in this, and it's just clear. It doesn't take a brain surgeon to put this together. You know what I mean? And I'm still giving her the benefit of the doubt that maybe there's another employee, maybe it's the area manager. I've busted 2 regional managers that were doing this as a gig. You know what I mean? So I know it's within reason. She said that we took stuff, left, and came back. Now that is a physical impossibility. I'd have to be a magician. I have all the documentation, our GPS for our app that tracks our mileage for, tax write-off and stuff. That's when things changed for me. When she accused me of me and my wife of being thieves. And then it comes to find out that she's on parole for aggravated robbery. I'm a forgiving guy. Before Jesus saved me, I was a knucklehead. I get it. I'm not trying to hold anybody's past over their heads, but that is relevant. Now, I have a manager and I have an area manager and I guess a regional manager, whoever the last guy was, questioning my integrity, accusing us of theft, And so that's where things became not okay, for me. And so now I have a police report with me and my wife who, good Lord, if you know my wife hasn't done a wrong thing in her life, and I'd rather lose all the money I have if it means, not being a good man, if that makes sense. And then we get criminally trespassed when we literally try to build this industry up. And then we've got this place who I give the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it's a knucklehead employee. You guys had nothing to do it. But then when I go through an area manager, I go through a regional manager, and I'm still having my integrity question. And not once did they ask, there was just like, it was just, well, your story doesn't add up, you know. I can't even believe that, you know, with what we put out to police and just using common sense, that you would even be questioning us. I just want to know that you guys took this serious and that you had nothing to do with it. We are literally working with storage treasures right now because the fraud across the board, all the sites, all the companies, there's just massive fraud going on, and a lot of it's by the properties now. We're not accusing you as a company by no means, or even Secure Care just as a brand, but to have this, to go this high when it's this clear of a thing, does make me question if your regional and area is in on it too. What I kind of want is I'd like my money back, but I also want to know that this was followed up on, because I would like that investigator at least to know that it was, and that something was done, and that, you know, that I can say, hey, my viewers, because my viewers are y'all's buyers, and not only your buyers, you know, your renters. So I'd like to know, to say, hey, you can be assured the NSA brand took this serious. They looked into it, and that you can be assured that you can bid now with Secure Care, because as of right now, I would not recommend to anybody to buy from there, because nobody's taking it serious. No one's apologized. No one's done nothing but accuse us of theft, which, if anyone who knows us knows, that's not the people we are.
Sure, yeah, and Justin, it sounds like a series of, you know, things that went sideways. You know, from the property manager, her reaction, and so on and so forth, and, you know, for one, it's based on what I've seen on your social media walls and your presence there. You've got a solid reputation. You've got a lot of followers. You know the industry really well.
Yes, sir.
And you seem to do some good investigating. So, without oversharing, I can promise you that NSA has taken this serious and done our internal investigation. Unfortunately, I'm not at liberty to share in which direction that went. But again, going back to my prior statement, with your investigative background, I think you could come to an answer real quick on how we address the situation.
You know what, sir? That, like, Mark, like, that's all I wanted to hear.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Justin. Again, I want to reassure you, you know, we lean on integrity as one of our core values, and if it's breached, we'll address it accordingly.
Can I give you my address, and then you just have? Okay, it's